वेलकम टू फिनिक्स एड्यू. सो लास्ट टाइम हमने किया था प्रैक्टिस सेक्शन 1 and 2 एंड टुडे वी आर गोइंग टू डू द नॉलेज बास्केट क्वेश्चन 1 to 25. Okay, so here is our first question, that is, a plant cell and an animal cell were placed in distilled water. What would you expect to happen if the solute concentration of animal cells cytoplasm was the same as the fluid in vacuole of the plant cell? Okay, now here जो concentration है that is going to be changed for animal cell. Okay, so either options there, both cell would decrease in the size and collapse. Second, the animal cell would decrease in size but plant cell would remain the same. Both the cell would remain of the same size, and animal cell would increase in size and burst, but the plant cell would remain nearly of the same size. Now here the concentration of animal cell has been changed and that is into the condition hypotonic. उसकी condition हो जाएगी hypotonic. So we know that in hypotonic condition it is going to gain the water. Okay, and here it is written was same as the fluid in the vacuole of the plant cell. जो भी change हुआ है animal cell में हुआ है. So animal cell would increase in the size and burst, but the plant cell would remain nearly for the same size. Okay, also due to the cell wall it can handle the pressure also. So जो इसका आंसर है it is fourth. The phenomenon where the living plant cell loses water through osmosis and result in shrinkage or contraction of contents of the cell away from the cell wall is called dash and it occurs due to dash. So हमने plasmolysis के बारे में पढ़ा था, that what is the plasmolysis? It is the shrinkage of plasma membrane और cell membrane से वो अवे हो जाती है. ओके, फॉर एग्जाम्पल दिस इज द प्लांट सेल, बाहर सेल वॉल है और अंदर सेल membrane. Okay, if the concentration is going to change, if it is hypotonic solution, so what is going to happen? Cell shrink हो जाएगा. Okay, as it will lose the water, cell shrink हो जाएगा, but cell wall will remain like this only, and जो plasma membrane है it is going to start shrinking. Okay, this process is known as plasmolysis. Okay, so इधर हमें दो तीन चीज़ें दी, इट इज़ क्रिनेशन एंडोस्मोसिस, प्लास्मोलाइसिस एक्सोस्मोसिस, डिफ्यूजन एक्सोस्मोसिस, पिनोसाइटोसिस एंडोस्मोसिस. नाउ डिफ्यूजन इज एक्सचेंज ऑफ gases, पिनोसाइटोसिस it is known as a cell drinking, which I will explain in later video exactly about what is the pinocytosis. But right now we had already understood that plasmolysis क्या है. जो plasma membrane है it just go away from the cell wall. So answer is second, it is plasmolysis and occur due to the exosmosis. Active transport occurs. Now I had already explained you about active and passive transport. Transport means जो भी cell है, the transport of material from inside to outside the cell. Okay, some of the material needs ATP, and where ATP is utilized for exchanging of the material or for the transportation of material, we said it as a active transport. So the option is given along the concentration gradient and does not require ATP, against the concentration gradient and does not require ATP, along the concentration gradient and require ATP, against the concentration gradient and require APT. Now it has to be against the concentration gradient. Concentration gradient means, for example, when we were studying about the osmosis, we had understood that जहाँ पे भी there is a higher concentration of water, it is So the movement of water molecule is going to be from higher concentration to lower. So whenever there is a movement of molecule from higher concentration to lower concentration, it is termed as concentration gradient. So if this is happening, it is along with the concentration gradient. Okay, but ATP कब require होगा? When there is against the concentration gradient. So our answer is 4. Now this is assertion and reasoning. Lysosomes are called suicidal bag of the cell. Yes, it is correct. When required, lysosome may burst and enzymes digest their own cellular component. Yes, this is the reason why it is known as suicidal bag. So here it is given both assertion and reason are true, and the reason is the correct explanation of the assertion. Okay, so both the statements are correct and reason is also true. Leucoplasts are colorless plastid. We had learned about the plastid, 3 different types of plastid. Okay, chromoplast, chloroplast and leucoplast, in which chloroplast has a green pigment containing chlorophyll. Leucoplast, it was colorless plastid. Yes, this is true. Then leucoplasts are associated with storage of various type of food material. So इसमें भी जो आंसर आएगा that is 1, because both the statements are correct and this is the correct explanation. Now here the match the following. Lysosomes, they have the hydrolytic activity. Hydrolytic activity जो bursting activity है, जो because of the digestive enzyme it just digest all the materials. Ribosomes, they are into protein synthesis. Centriole, chromosomes, repository of genetic information, and mitochondria is ATP synthesis. Centriole, formation of spindle fiber. Okay, so here the answer is first A, second B is 1. Ribosome is undergo the protein synthesis. Mitochondria, it is also known as powerhouse of cell because it helps in ATP synthesis. Chromosome, they are responsible for the genetic information, and centriole, they helps in spindle formation. Spindle formation जब cell divide होता है, okay, when cell start division, at that particular time spindle formation takes place. Once again it is the match the following. So chloroplast, it is the plastid which contain green color pigment, that is chlorophyll. Mitochondria, it contains oxysomes. Paramecium, it is unicellular organism. Nucleolus, it helps in synthesis of RNA, and chromosome that contain the DNA. Okay, so the answer is fourth one. Answer is fourth one. Now oxysomes, what is oxysome? Oxysome, it is a part which is present in the mitochondria, which helps in the ATP synthesis during the electron transport system. During the electron transport system. जो माइटोकॉन्ड्रिया है, जो हम बोलते हैं दैट ATP इज प्रोड्यूस्ड बाय द हेल्प ऑफ माइटोकॉन्ड्रिया. ओके, सो इन डिटेल वो कैसे होता है, इलेक्ट्रॉन ट्रांसपोर्ट सिस्टम्स की वजह से होता है, और उसमें जो ATP सिंथेसिस होते हैं दैट इज डन बाय द ऑक्सीसोम्स. in case the ribosomes of cells are destroyed. Okay, right. So what is the function of ribosome? First of all, ribosome helps in protein synthesis. We had studied about the endoplasmic reticulum, rough endoplasmic reticulum, which has the ribosomes on its surface, which helps in the protein synthesis. So let's see the option that respiration will take place, fat will not be stored, carbon assimilation will occur, and or protein synthesis will not occur. So the answer is protein synthesis, because ribosomes का जो main function है that is synthesis of protein. Which of the following is a characteristics of mitochondria that is similar to a prokaryotic cell? Now the question is that एक prokaryotic cell है, let's say it is the bacterial cell, this is the bacterial cell, and this is the mitochondria. Okay, this is the mitochondria. Now वो ये पूछ रहे हैं कि what is the similarity between the prokaryotic cell and mitochondria? दोनों में we know that DNA is present. Okay, both of them, because mitochondria and chloroplast is the cell organelle which contain the DNA. Now here it is written that presence of circular DNA without any covering, yes, first is there, because prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell में जो हमने difference देखा था, that was prokaryotic cell does not have the well developed nucleus. Okay, so first is right, presence of circular DNA without any covering. Presence of cristae, no, because that is the characteristics of mitochondria. जो उसके जो folds बनते हैं, that is the characteristics of mitochondria, but not in prokaryotic cell. Presence of 70S ribosomes. Now what is the 70S ribosomes? Now in prokaryotic cells and eukaryotic cells there is a difference between the type of ribosomes. जो ribosomes होते हैं, it is in two different unit. एक होता है small subunit, एक होता है large subunit. If I'll say about the prokaryotic, so it is the 70S and eukaryotes have the 80S. So here जो बड़ा unit है that is of 50S and छोटा is 30S, and here it is 60 and 40S. So they have two different subunit, one is smaller and one is larger. Okay, so इस type का जो ribosome है that is present in both prokaryote as well as mitochondria, because mitochondria has its own ribosomes unit. So the answer is both 1 and 3. The organelle important in spindle formation during nuclear division. Now if chloroplast, we know the function of chloroplast, it contains the chlorophyll, helps in photosynthesis. Endoplasmic reticulum, it helps in synthesis of protein or lipid, depend upon it is smooth ER or rough ER. Here the answer is centrosome, which helps in spindle formation during the nuclear division. The term cell was given by Robert Hooke. Nucleolus is present in, now nucleolus is present in the eukaryotes here, because it cannot be prokaryotes, because prokaryote does not have a well defined nucleus. So nucleolus is present in eukaryotes. Main difference between plant and animal cell is about their nutrition. Plant cell के nutrition are different and animal cell nutritions are different. Basically plant cell they have the nutritions, they make their own nutrition, autotrophs होते हैं वो, right? They do the photosynthesis. So basically the difference is nutrition. Who described that protoplasm is physical basis of life? Now here हमने जो पढ़ा था that who termed the protoplasm, okay, वो हमने साइंटिस्ट का नाम पढ़ा था पुर्गिंच, बट यहाँ पे पूछा गया है who described that protoplasm is physical basis of the life. So it is Huxley, Thomas Huxley. Robert Hooke, we know, जिसने सेल डिस्कवर किया था, एंड रॉबर्ट ब्राउन जिसने न्यूक्लियस किया था. पुरकिंच, इट term the word protoplasm, but it does not discover or describe that protoplasm is a physical basis of the life. वो किसने किया था? He was the Huxley. इसका पूरा नाम है थॉमस Huxley. The term protoplasm to the living substance present inside the cell was given by, now the answer is J.A. Purkinje. Okay, previously it was Thomas Huxley. Now 17 number, animal cell is limited by. Now animal cell does not contain cell wall, तो cell wall तो नहीं है, right? Nuclear membrane is inside. Okay, so answer is plasma membrane. The outer membrane is plasma membrane. So the answer is plasma membrane. Animal cell is limited by plasma membrane. The barrier between the protoplasm and outer environment in plant cell. Now once again, अगर हम protoplasm की बात करें, so it is the living structure in the cell. It contains cytoplasm, cell membrane, nucleus. Okay, and the non-living is the cell wall. Non-living is cell wall, and under it is presence of plasma membrane. The question is from outer environment and protoplasm, उन दोनों के बीच में क्या आएगा? So cell wall. Tonoplast it is the outer membrane of vacuoles, उसे हम tonoplast बोलते हैं. An animal cell differ from a plant cell in respect of ER, endoplasmic reticulum. Yes, endoplasmic reticulum is present. Ribosomes are present. Cell membrane is also present. So the main difference is cell wall. Root hair absorb water from the soil through. Now root hairs very minute root hairs which are present in the soil. तो बीच का जो भी space है, there is a space between the soil particles. From there they absorb the water. So answer is osmosis, because diffusion we had studied that diffusion is between the ions, gases, especially if it is the water, then it is going to be osmosis. Which of the following is called the brain of the cell? Nucleus. It is the main center of the cell which control mainly all the metabolic activities. Which one is not a part of nucleus? Now here it is written nucleus के part जो नहीं है. Nucleolus, yes, it is present in the nucleus. Nucleoplasm, which is it is the liquid which is present in the nucleus. Chromatin fibers is also present in the nucleus. Now centrosome जो है, it is a part of chromosome. Okay, centrosome, it is a part of chromosome. So the answer is centrosome. The common feature amongst nucleus, chloroplast and mitochondria. The common features among nucleus, mitochondria and chloroplast, we had already studied previously. There are two cell organelles, chloroplast and mitochondria, which contain their own DNA, right? Nucleus also have the DNA, so the answer is DNA. Nucleus is separated from surrounding cytoplasm by a nuclear envelope, which is. Now when we had studied the nucleus, we studied that it is the double membrane and it contains the nuclear pores. Okay, so nuclear pores means it is porous. It is double membrane. So definitely answer is double and porous. Last question, nucleoplasm is continuous with cytoplasm through, here I have drawn the nucleus which has the nuclear pores और बाहर जो है it is the cytoplasm. So how the exchange of material is taking place, how it is going to be continuous? Definitely from the nuclear pores. The nucleoplasm is continuous with the cytoplasm through nuclear pores. Okay, so students, if you have any doubts regarding the questions, so you can definitely ask into the comments, and further questions will be taken in the next lecture. Thank you.